Can you talk about the long road that you went through to finally realizing what you had?
Sure. I had, unfortunately, when I was in college, my mother died of pancreatic cancer. So, you know, at the time when I started to get sick, I started out with the stomach symptoms. I had gone to Mexico and had a parasite, so I was treated for the parasite. But once I was treated for the parasite, my stomach never healed. I always had digestive problems, and it kept getting worse and worse and worse. And then what started to happen was I had migraine headaches most of my life, but they really escalated. And so I started to see a neurologist, and then I thought, well, you know, do I have a brain tumor? You know, what's going on here that I can't, you know, these migraines are getting more severe. So all in all, I went to 22 doctors. And then a friend of mine who's a veterinarian said, you know, sometimes dogs have trouble with something called gluten. And I said, what's gluten? And she said, you know, I don't know, it's in bread, but dogs can't digest it. And maybe they have you on a high carbohydrate diet, maybe that's what's wrong with you. So, you know, meanwhile, I had had a full-term stillbirth, 3 miscarriages, a 2-pound baby, and you know, my hair was falling out, my teeth were breaking, and you know, then people were whispering, well, you know, she must have anorexia. I'm 5'9" and I was almost 100 pounds. I was on all kinds of medication to try to, you know, again, relieve the symptoms, because I lived my life in the bathroom. I mean, I would look for, you know, wherever I was, I didn't have to know where the toilet was. So let's just be candid here. I mean, there's a lot of signs and symptoms of celiac disease: diarrhea, constipation. Some people lose weight, some people gain weight. But I really had the full gamut. Not only that, I had the neurologic symptoms. So I had the peripheral neuropathy, which is the tingling in the fingers and toes, and so I thought I had MS. And so this veterinarian was the one who said, go ask your doctor. And so I went to doctor number 23, who was a gastroenterologist, and he looked at me and he said, you can't have this disease. And I said, why? He said, you're too tall. It's a kid's disease. And I said, well, what's the test? He said, it's a blood test. I said, a blood test? Here's my arm. Oh my gosh, I've had every other test known to man. You know, here's the arm. So he ran the blood test. The antibodies came back positive. And then he did something called an endoscopy, where they go in and they biopsy your small intestine, and they take multiple biopsies to look at the villi in your intestine. Because what happens is, if the villi are flattened, that means it's a sign of celiac disease. You're not absorbing your nutrients, and that's what happens.